Our next guest is the most interesting man in San Diego. Please welcome the CEO of IDCyberCenter, Eran Senai.
It is. Eran Senai. What's up, man? How you
Good to
doing?
see you. Great.
Most interesting man in San Diego. Always got
So I'm
great
told.
stories.
Thank you.
And your radio show, very popular
Yes.
on ESPN Radio.
Love it.
Mondays and Wednesdays at noon.
Having a lot of fun with it too.
Yeah, always doing the trivia and all that stuff.
Love trivia.
Your big thing though now is it's actually it's a fantastic project because of the fact that it does so much good for so many people and frankly for the country. And that's that you've launched IDCyberCenter,
Correct.
which is an organization that helps people protect their identities.
Yes.
Now, I think a lot of people have heard about the different breaches that have happened over the past 12 months, let's say Target, I mean, you name it, there's been a whole bunch of big data breaches.
Mm-hmm.
But for people who haven't been affected, who still kind of think this is something that just happens to other people, are we all equally at risk in this
They
thing?
will be affected.
They will be?
You know, I say it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. I mean, your information is out there no matter what. Social media, Facebook, Twitter, look at Mark Zuckerberg, right? Because of the LinkedIn breach, it was 112 million password breach stolen.
Mm-hmm.
Because of that, his information, his Facebook and Twitter and Instagram account were hacked. Because even him, he used the same password for all his social media platforms. So his information and his accounts were hacked. It's just a matter of time. And what we felt that there's no one there to address not only our identity and security, but even our social media life. So we wanted to come up with a platform that protect even your reputation and your social media.
So I didn't know Zuckerberg got hacked.
Oh, yes.
So they got all of his stuff. They got into his accounts. I mean, that's got to be. Why would someone want to do that? You know, is there something to be gained by hacking into someone's social media?
Absolutely. If you let me ask you a question. Do you have your birth date on your Facebook?
Probably.
Okay. So, and I'm not trying to prove you wrong, but that's what most people do.
Don't try to hack into my social media.
So, your birthday is used in a lot of your banking information. If people have your birthday, your name, your email, there's some information there, and those thieves are sophisticated. We had a client that actually somebody hacked into his Facebook. With that, we're able to figure out all his password and wiped his bank account.
Wow.
So that's what I'm saying. Our social life are out there, and that's the idea. I mean, Twitter, there are about 32 million passwords for sale. You can buy them on the dark web, and you'll probably pay maybe 20, 30 Bitcoins. That's how they pay for it, which is worth about $5,800 some dollars. And you can buy username and password for about 30 some million people.
Wait a minute. You can buy someone's
absolutely.
username and password?
Absolutely.
Like my username and Twitter password might be for sale.
Might be for sale.
On the dark market.
That's right. And that's where we come to try to help people protect them from that.
How do you find out if your Twitter is for sale on the dark market?
Yes,
Is there a way?
Good question. So we have one of our programs that you get is called social media monitoring and reputation monitoring. So basically what you do, and we're the only one in the country who have that. So you basically plug in your Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn into the system. And obviously if it's hacked, you'll get notified. But not only that, if anyone uses bad words or negative connotations associated with your name, we'll pick it up and you'll get notified. So it helps not only your reputation, but if Mark Zuckerberg would have our system, as soon as his information would have been hacked, he would get a notification. And he'll be able to...
So if someone's talking trash about me on social media, you'll be able to pick that up?
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Yeah.
You know, if I had that kind of protection, it might stir up more stuff out there in the world.
I know. I was just sitting with your ladies before the show, and something came up on mine.
Oh, really?
And I showed her, and I said, look, basically what it focused on, it said, look, you've talked about someone, and you've disclosed their location and email, and just make sure that it was you who did that and no one else, because that could be sensitive. So sometimes it's just an alert that you might want to do nothing about, but it gives you every possible angle of protecting someone's information.
And is that in that protection is like the credit report covered?
Yes. So
'Cause
you
that's
get
a big one, right?
Absolutely, you get the difference between us and many people out there that our credit report, your credit report, you'll get it monthly. Most other company gives it to you either quarterly or annually. With us, you'll get the 3 bureau report, 3 bureau scores, and 3 bureau monitoring monthly. You'll get things that actually, with all what's happening today in the world with NSA and the unfortunate thing that happened in Orlando. So a lot of the terrorists actually borrow your identity to travel around without the NSA or without anyone finding where they are. So they'll borrow your identity and will travel around with your social because, the truth is you can buy online a social security card for $45 and get a new social security. You can go get a fake ID in no time, and all of a sudden I'm walking around the country being Derek Evans. Right? So what we have is there's a part of our products that you get with every platform, every plan that you pick. It's called Digital Spy, in which you'll plug in your first name, last name, your social, your date of birth, your emails, 10 debit cards, credit cards, your passport number, your medical number, all your information, and your address. If anyone will either try to sell it on the dark web, you'll get notified immediately. If someone tries to change your address in any post office in the country, you'll get notified. And if anyone uses your social security number anywhere in the country, you'll get a message and it'll say, hey, Derek, someone in the state of whatever, in the city of somewhere, is using your social. So you should know that.
Wow.
So anywhere your social will appear, we'll pick it up for you.
That's incredible. You make a good point. I mean, I've always wondered, who are the people that are out there stealing these identities? Are they just, is this just the new generation of burglars? They used to have people who would burgle people, and that doesn't happen as much anymore. Now, is that what these guys are? They're the new burglars, like they're stealing your stuff. But what's the end game for them? Usually it's money that they're looking for, right?
Yeah.
But with the terrorists potentially stealing your identity so that they can gain safe passage, I never even thought about that angle of it.
And that's what's the scary part. Money, because with us you also get $1 million insurance with zero deductible, which will cover you for legal fees, money stolen from your account, child care reimbursement, elder care reimbursement, lost wages if you have to lose work to deal with that. But so money can be recovered. Yes, there's medical information. There's a lot of other things, but it's money. It's only money. Don't get me wrong, it is money. But the scary part, what if someone uses your identity to commit crime? And we've seen that. And what if somebody, even worse, use your identity to travel around the country, and then they're going to be associated with any terrorist activity? And that, for me, is the scary part.
That's really scary, because once you get associated with that stuff, boy, you better have a really good proof that you aren't actually involved.
Absolutely.
With it.
Or have a good protection with bunch of attorneys everywhere in the country, ready and willing and able to protect you and get you out of whatever situation you got yourself into.
So you've seen where someone's identity has been stolen and then crimes were committed in their name?
Absolutely. We had a lady recently that someone just took her picture, nothing else but her image from Facebook, and rented an apartment supposedly that was hers, which wasn't even hers, and collected rent from about a dozen people and disappeared. And guess who went to jail? The poor woman whose face was on Facebook, was stolen, and she had no idea. Obviously, she got out of jail, but the trauma of going to the jail, having the police come to your house and pick you up for crime that you have not committed,
what
and
a
you have
nightmare.
no idea what it is. Yes.
That's a nightmare.
Yes.
My goodness. So what would have happened in the case like something like that if she had been using the IDCyberCenter or in any similar situation? How would things have gone down differently?
All right. So the few levels. So the first thing, as soon as something was posted and taken and her Facebook picture was taken, she would have been notified. Somebody hacked into her account and stole a picture from there. Okay? And then now let's say if we were not being able to pick it up and something, because look, if they went to Craigslist, maybe we wouldn't have found out, right? However, As soon as something happened, she would make one phone call, and a bunch of attorneys would be there in a second, and she wouldn't even have a chance to get to that jail cell. As soon as she's been taken out, one phone call, an attorney would be there, and she'll be probably on her way home, if she'd even left the house.
Right.
You know?
Well, you at least get a paper trail of, notifications that
Absolutely.
say like, hey, look, someone stole my picture here. I have this monitoring going on.
Exactly.
I just feel like in this digital age, it's almost like this is one of those things that just has become a new must, and a must do for people because of how vulnerable we all are, because we're all on Facebook or Twitter or Snapchat or something. We're all on something. And we're sharing where we are. A lot of people don't realize these pictures have your locations tagged in them and all sorts of stuff. And we have our kids to worry about too. So I feel like this is just a super duper important situation for people to really take a hold of right now.
Right, and when we're talking about kids, that's even more important. So part of the programs you have, you get sex offender notifications. So if there's a sex offender that moves into your neighborhood, you'll immediately get a notification with a person's picture with what he was convicted for and where does he live. Because, face it, San Diego's is one of the biggest crime is human trafficking, goes so close to the border. And what if someone adds or protects or hacks into and we had a case, somebody hacks into a young girl's Instagram account because she was a gymnast and she was posting videos of teaching people just before she was going to college, and somebody hacked that account and turned it into a porn site, and people started showing in that house looking for those services.
Wow.
So it's everywhere, and it's just scary. And you can probably, for what we charge is for $4.99, you can add up to 10 kids to be protected under your program.
Wow.
And you can protect the kids from social media, which all our kids are on social media today, and just really monitor and see how many cases of child identity theft we have. Tons and tons of them.
Yeah. Eran, thank you so much for your time, man.
Thanks
really
for having
appreciate
me.
it. Check out the ID Cyber Center and get hooked up today with your protection. Thank you so much for watching Smarter San Diego TV. We'll see you next week, same time, same channel.